Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth, Tillray traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. It is Wednesday, August 6th. Hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to take a look at Tilray brands. We're going to take a look at the must-hold support at 55 cents. That's actually a double bottom, and then there's a bearish continuation pattern that could confirm if we lose that. So we're going to take a look at what exactly we need to do to confirm it, negate it. And spoiler alert, it could get ugly if it does confirm. So again, we'll break that down and more. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price action, but you shouldn't buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. In full disclosure, I do own Tillray. It's my largest cannabis holding. Follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow, and I'll be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So we had a lot of requests to do Tilray today, and even though we're in earnings season, there was a ton of other earnings. I won't jump into it too much. There's so many to cover, and to be honest, they were all pretty lackluster. The one that I was most interested in was Curaleaf, and they actually beat estimations, and they're the only ones that have an international footprint. They're also the biggest in terms of company, in terms of revenue globally, but in the US, they actually have the biggest footprint as an MSO, and we know they're an LP now. They bought Northern Green Canada, and they operate internationally as well, and they talked about Turkey. It just, like, there's not even a second close to Tilray and Curaleaf, in my opinion, or a third close, I guess. In my opinion, right now, Curaleaf and Tilray are the big kahunas, and I've been saying for a while now that if there's one wish that I had in MJ land, it would be a Tilray and Curaleaf mega merger, and if it ever happened, look out, there wouldn't even be any competition remaining. That would obviously be the global powerhouse when it's all said and done. But I'm biased. Tilray's my number one holding. Curaleaf's my number two. So they did beat. Most of the other names missed their estimates. And GTBIF, it actually had negative EPS, but not on an adjusted basis. So the whole sector was down today. TCNNF, that wasn't the greatest report in my opinion. It's more just kind of like a status quo. There wasn't any real breakthroughs from any of the earnings reports. It was just kind of mediocre and just chugging along. But yeah, they were down almost 5%. ACB also reported today. They had a big miss, so that was weighing on the sector. But we'll see if Curaleaf can help the sector going into tomorrow. Curaleaf really going to have to lift this up because we close at the low of the day here on Tilray. And like I said, we had a sea of red out there. MSOS, if we take a look at that one after hours just to kind of get a feel of what to expect into tomorrow, it was flat the last time I checked, which I mentioned it probably would be because we had a mix of some names beating, some not beating. And yeah, we're at 329 after hours, and actually not a good look. There's a descending triangle forming here on the after hours chart. And if that were to confirm, that would not be good. That would probably bring us well below $3 on MSOS if that did confirm. So we're likely due for daily consolidation into tomorrow on Tilray after the close near the low of the day today. But key support's going to be at that 55 cents. So we'll see if Curaleaf, Green Thumb can lift us into tomorrow. I can't really see it. I think it's going to be mostly depending on the broader market. We also have the hangover from AYR. I've been screaming at the rooftops, don't touch that with a 100,000 foot pole. And I did not think it was going to go to zero this quick, but here we are, AYRWF, $0.00. So it's still a very tough time in MJ right now. Tilray had their earnings and they missed, but on an adjusted basis, they actually beat in terms of EPS. So it's kind of similar to like a GTI, only not as much of a loss. And Tilray's in more countries than Green Thumb is in states. So we're not really comparing apples to apples here, right? It's one's the eBay and one's the Amazon. And in my opinion, Tilray's the Amazon of the MJ space. But you can see here, 55 cents was a double bottom. So if we don't hold 55 cents, that's going to be bad. We'll also confirm a daily downtrend, which would not be good. And then we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross line up. And we would have a bear flag confirming all simultaneously. So that would not be good in the slightest, because if we lose that, then our measured move would be from the high to the low there, would be a move down to 43 cents. So you can see we topped out right at the 0.32 fib, which is at 66 cents. And yeah, the high of the day today was exactly 66 cents. So not good that we have an upper wick and we topped out right at that key resistance, because that was the level we had to break to negate this bear flag on the daily. And like I said, we rejected from it. We showed an upper wick and we closed near the low of the day. That is not good. So if we do start daily consolidation, and lose the low of the day today at 61 cents tomorrow, then daily consolidation will be underway. And like I said, it's all about 55 cents because that's a double bottom now. And if we lose that support into tomorrow or the next day, then we have our lower high, lower low, downtrend, EMA 12 and 26 bear cross and bear flag. And then we could easily see from there another downside of 22%. So on the weekly time frame, we just had a bear cross of the stochastic as well, so that's not good. The MACD is still very bullish. It would be a while, and we're still a ways before we see a touch of the 10-week moving average, but that's there at 52 cents. And 50 cents psychological will be nice support as well. But again, what I would expect is if we confirm this bear flag, we would probably drop down to 43 cents in a hurry, and then it would be bought up quickly, and then we would probably rebound back to that 50 cent area, which would be our 10-week moving average. We also have our 150-day moving average at 52 cents. So there's a lot of support actually at 52 cents. So if we did see a flush, like I said, it would probably be a fast and hard drop down to around 43 cents, and then a quick recovery if we do confirm it. But it's all about support and resistance. It's not about what we want to happen, don't want to happen. We just look at key resistance, and that's 66. Break that. We're no longer expecting the bear flag, and if we lose 55 cents, that confirms it, and we can expect 43 cents and potentially daily oversold conditions. And on the weekly time frame, we're still below all of our weekly moving averages, but we got some runway there till 98 cents. We did have a daily bull flag, and then it came close. Like we had a daily bull flag target of 104 back here, and we hit 83 cents. So we came pretty darn close. It's just the earnings report and AYR and the rest of the sector being weak. ACB today, we didn't get any help from Trulieve and Green Thumb and Cureleaf. Not really much, I think, is going to happen from that. So I would say we're more than likely going to open, maybe plus or minus a couple percent into tomorrow, and that would depend on the broader market as well. So we'll keep an eye out on the broader market. We could see a 50 and a 100-day moving average bull cross, but it's going to be a while before we see a golden cross, which could be, at this point, based on how far away we are, it could be like 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll keep tabs on Tilray, but tomorrow will be very telling, and we'll see whether or not we just form a daily high or low and hold 55 cents. But at some point this week, we're going to break out of this range more than likely, and we'll keep close eyes on it. But like I said, pretty mixed bag in terms of earnings today, and didn't have a single request for any of the any of the U.S. names. I talked about doing a live stream of their earnings, and not one person requested it, and not one person even asked me to do a video on their earnings review. So I'm not going to dive too much into it. And like I said, there were so many earnings. It's a lot of work to dive into each individual one. And to be honest, the only one that I'm really concerned about is Cureleaf. Also, just as a reminder, for less than 24 hours, this was yesterday, I said for 48 hours we're doing a flash sale on the POW Algo Alerts, so you get 50% off the annual. So it's less than 24 hours now that you have. And if you just go to my YouTube page, click on posts, and then the link right there will be there for 50% off. I'll also put it in the description and in the comment section. But you can take advantage of that for like the next 20 hours or so. And another happy day yesterday, and I announced this, but I'll remind everybody the new advanced course is available, Investing and Trading Mastery 102. I worked very hard on this. Took me almost half a year to develop it and to build it, get it ready the way I wanted. And it's over 100 hours worth of my time into it. And my goal with this course was to take 15 to 20 years of my experience and everything that I've learned and put it into a course of about 15 hours. So you can check that out. I can go to powgroup.ca. There'll be links for all of this stuff in the description as well and in the comment section. All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions. What was your biggest takeaway from today? Were you following any earnings? Like I said, not a single person asked me to cover it. But I had lots of requests about Tilray. Everybody wanted to hear about Tilray and get an update on Tilray. Well, in my opinion, the best MJ company on the planet, and probably one of the most exciting companies on the planet, bar none. All right, it's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one.